Okay, we're live.
This is the start of something new. This is the start of something
Something magical.
true and magical too. Hello, Earthlings.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a new live stream. Been a while since we did this before, and just give it a minute for everybody to join. Hey Mario, good to have you here. Let us know if you can hear us well in the chat. And also, we're very curious, where are you watching us from?
We are currently in Finland.
Yeah.
We are in my parents' home at the moment, visiting them and, just enjoying the Finnish autumn and the crazy rain that just started today.
Yeah. And today we want to talk about a topic that we see many people stuck with, which is fear and facing or putting out there what you really desire in your heart. So we're gonna explore this topic today, and at the end of the live stream, we're gonna share with you really practical advice how you can um, overcome those fear and challenges and realizing what is actually real and what's actually mind-made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello, we are all connected. You have been with us before.
yeah,
Good morning to you too, or good day. We are in Finland, it's already noon.
yeah. So,
So I would like to start this topic with a little bit of an esoteric spin. This is what I tend to do. I always bring the, esoteric spiritual twist, and after that, we're going to get to more practical things.
mhm,
So, what I'm seeing happening in the world today is that humanity is going through a massive initiation. And basically, we are forced to face our own limitations and fears that we have not worked through yet. And because those things live inside of us, the world manifests them into the external and they seem very real. It seems
mhm,
like the limitations are in the external, that we are confined, that we are not free, and we are afraid. So basically, the purpose of that is to purge out. It's a purge, actually, to purge out the fears that have been in the subconscious that we've been able to avoid by choosing safety and security and anything to avoid the fear. So we don't even realize we live in a prison because
mhm.
we've made the prison so comfortable that we convinced ourselves
Yeah,
that we're choosing this. And actually, we're not. And the universe is like, okay, now it's time for
it
the,
keep challenging us like once
yeah,
after another.
like you
Yeah,
did not come here to just, get comfortable in your own prison. You came here to break the prison and
mhm,
to realize yourself as
yeah,
free, which you are
yeah.
in your essence.
Mhm. Welcome, Mary. She's from Estonia and watching us from Norway.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for being here. So, how we see this fear appearing in today's world, it's probably quite
Mhm.
obvious to many of you.
Yeah, it's very obvious, especially if you watch the news or you have somebody in your life who watch the news,
And,
or even
people,
or even like alternative people who are like in opposition of what's happening. You might maybe the mainstream's afraid of this virus, and other people might be afraid of the lack of freedom that's happening, taking away the freedom, taking away the sovereignty, and all these things that we might all be concerned about.
mm, exactly. So, a lot of choices that people make are coming from fear.
Hmm.
Either we take the jab out of fear of the virus or fear of social consequences, or
Hmm.
we don't take it because we fear uh, the
Isolation,
isolation. No,
ostracization, maybe.
no, that we don't take it because we fear the jab itself.
Yeah,
Um, and we
maybe let's
don't
call it the thing for
the thing,
the just
we
for the
don't speak our
censorship.
truth because of the fear of, you know, judgment and ostracization from our families, and we might not walk the truth that we know is in integrity because we fear the consequences from authority.
Hmm.
So what this time is challenging us to do, in fact, is to find our integrity and to be in integrity regardless of our fear. It is
Hmm.
to say, do you choose to continue to confine yourself in your prison, even though we make it more and more uncomfortable for you?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you finally going to
To
face
break free.
the fear to break free?
Mm-hmm. And doing that is important, that it's not coming out of bulldozing your fear, but maybe making a process so you can acknowledge your fear and come from a space of self-love and not bulldozing your fear to be
Mm.
like brave, like on the surface, but the fear is there. So it's a process also for us as well to process those fears and see like which which part is coming from a trauma and which part is actually a real threat in the external.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to like acknowledge those two aspects.
Yeah. And there is no like right or wrong answer in this. The key is to find what is true for you,
Mm-hmm.
for each of us. What is it that is integrity for me, and what is in alignment for me, and then find the courage to do that. Because once you really get in touch with your own truth, you can't really go against that and be at ease. You can go against it, but you'll be tormented, or you'll have to disconnect yourself again completely. So this is the path of integration as well. Once we really integrate, we will find our truth, and then we have no other option but to do what is true.
Yeah, and that's like adds so much to the justness of life, to be
Yeah,
in that space where you follow your internal guidance.
yeah. So we
Yeah,
are put into a position from the universe, not from the government, not from any,
authority.
someone out there, but by the universe,
Mm-hmm.
to face our fears and to make a choice. And this is the initiation. Do you continue to choose comfort, or are you willing to expand? Are you willing to grow and experience yourself as free?
Mm-hmm.
And because it might seem like there are limitations on the outside, but actually, whenever we perceive limitation, for example, that, oh, I cannot travel, oh, I have to do this,
Mm-hmm.
it's a result of internal limitation inside where you don't feel free. And this is not so obvious because it
You're in the
seems
middle
like,
of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the middle of it. It seems so real,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually just a reflection of the internal state, you know.
And this is something we notice also in our external world. Like so many people ask us how you could travel to Ecuador and Finland and Germany and Spain, like all these places without like being restricted or forced to like change or yeah. And I feel like that's a manifestation of a lot of process we did to like expand our comfort zone and realize like our fear that it's from within us and like when we heal those fear, I feel personally way less
Mm-hmm.
concerned about traveling, and that's just one small aspect of the freedom movement or like freedom journey that we are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because like the whole point of the 3D is that it has a lot of limitations,
Hmm.
and that applies to everyone. Even if you're a millionaire, jet setter, you know, you are still gonna face limitations. It's the nature of this reality.
Yeah.
But the whole point of that is to be a contrast to our true nature, which is infinitely free and sovereign. So that's what we can basically learn here. We can learn from the limitation and access internally the sort of freedom in spirit. And we can feel that in every moment, even if you are on a death row in prison. In that, your last moments, you can still be free in spirit.
Hmm. Well said. Yeah. Also, if you have any question in between, let us know and we will answer it as soon as possible.
Yeah, so that you might ask then, so what does that freedom look like? What if I'm, you know, so restricted that I can't leave my home without the threat of punishment? You always have the freedom to choose how you respond,
Hmm.
to choose if you're going to hate or look into your own pain underneath the hate. because anger and hate are just always, they always cover emotions for something vulnerable inside of you. Whether you are going to fear or give in to the fear, or whether you are going to look into the fear
Mhm.
and explore it and face it.
Yeah. And in many situations, when we are exploring those emotion, whether fear or restriction, powerlessness, if we are not resolving those, our action will be matched to the circumstances outside us. So I know some of you are familiar with the natural law, and in order to be in a state of serenity, we need to be serent from our own trauma and own limitation. And from that space, when we are connected to our true worth of being a free human being, in that situation, we can actually really face those restrictions from a true, powerful, loving space. So if somebody
Mm.
impose any like restriction on you, you can evaluate it as a free, sovereign human being if this applies to you or not, and you can always stand in strength against that authority. And I've been watching in the last few months a lot of education material about the natural law and how you can hold your position and see and speak from a space of true power. And many people who have experienced this, and myself, I'm starting practicing this, they have like reached a state of freedom within and outside as well. Nobody forced them to take the thing, or nobody forced them to put the face suffocator and other uh, measures that goes against their values or their um, perspective on the world.
Yeah, and of course, we are both on this path as well. We don't claim to be
Yeah,
there yet, but we have definitely made progress.
yeah,
And it's so amazing how the world begins to
reflect.
respond
Yeah.
accordingly to your inner state. And you
Hmm.
would not believe it because the prison looks so real
Hmm.
and the prison walls look so solid. But once you begin to change your inner reality, the walls suddenly become permeable. You can walk through.
Yeah.
It's just a metaphor for this, where even in the face of authority, when you stand in that power, that there is no shadow of a doubt in your heart of who you are and, your rights and your
Hmm.
freedom, it's like the external can feel that. It respects that unconsciously, and the person might have zero awareness in their aware consciousness of what's going on,
Hmm.
but somehow they respond to your consciousness because
Yeah.
especially if you are more conscious, you are the one
Who's leading?
who's leading the scenario,
Yeah.
because the less conscious always responds to the more the one who is using their free will more.
Yeah.
So people unconsciously will react to your energy and make way for you.
Hmm. Yeah, and it come a lot like if you're coming from fear, it's very easy to overpower you, and you will be like in receptive of any limitation put on you. And if you are in a space of power, that's where you actually power
Mm.
is. And we are in a like both of us in a journey to embody this more and more. And the more we embody it, the more we feel free. Like during our travel in the last 2 months, it felt like so real what we've been learning, and we feel like this is something we love to share with you guys and let you know that you are the creator of your reality, and this is not like a spiritual other dimensional reality. It's just like something so real, and we have experienced it ourselves.
Absolutely. And also, when you free yourself internally, suddenly you will find more opportunities that you did not see before.
Hmm.
Maybe it looked first like there is no way I can, let's say, travel to this X country without
Hmm.
being compromised. But once you find the inner freedom, suddenly doors begin to open,
Yeah.
and that you find a loophole that was so obvious all along, but you did not have access to that because of your vibration
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah, and the sky is the limit, because even from the natural law perspective, if you want to control or put limitation on somebody, you can't do it without giving them a loophole, or like a way to say no, because this universe work with consent. And even if you believe there is like an evil power controlling the world, those power are still also under the natural law, and they can't do this without giving a chance for us to say no and not give consent. So it's our responsibility to say no to things that we don't want in our life. And one of them is the madness that's happening around the world. And we
Mm-hmm.
demonstrate how we want to live, how we want our future to be by our action and our words and our expression that is in the moment now. We can't wait until we have more freedom to travel, like some people wrote me, oh, I wish I can come to your retreat. Oh, it's something we're gonna share about later. But I'm afraid of the restriction. I can't travel. I want to wait until things go back to normal. Things will never go back to normal, my friends. It will just like continue because this is like what bigger amount of humanity choose to be enslaved. And for us, we still have the freedom to choose to be sovereign, to choose to be
Mm-hmm.
free, to choose to create parallel reality to what's happening. And
Yes.
yeah,
We cannot wait that someone grants us our freedom because it is not someone for someone else to grant in the first place. It
yeah,
is innate. It is a birthright.
yeah,
Therefore, we just need to reclaim it. We just need to realize the existing fact that
hmm,
we are free. And if we are waiting for someone else to give it to us, we are essentially giving that
the power
inner
to them.
freedom away.
Yeah, exactly. You can't give freedom to somebody. It doesn't work, basically.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No one is above you. None of us is above each other to be able to grant any freedom, to have any authority over anybody.
yeah,
If you even think about it, like it's crazy that we
yeah,
have believed into that paradigm and we still and it's so ingrained in us, you know, from the
hmm,
ancestry and from our past lives,
yeah,
that it's in ourselves that we have that fear of authority.
hmm.
But authority is actually an illusion. It's just a construct.
Yeah,
It's like a, you know, it's like being a bully on the playground. Maybe that sounds a bit extreme, but
yeah, you get the point.
you got the point. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have any question, ask us about anything, and we will answer it soon after this
Yeah.
point.
I have one more thing I wanna leave you guys with. Oh, I need to move my leg. Oh, sleepy leg. Um, like a little practice that you can use to begin to free yourself from that prison because if you want to pass this initiation called being human on earth, that is what you need to do is to walk through the prison walls as if they
Mhm.
didn't exist, as if they're permeable.
Yeah,
So I have it written down
you will
here.
be like a
So,
Neo in the Matrix. Ha.
so 3 steps. Step number 1, be really, really honest with yourself about what it is that is actually your truth, what it is that you want and is in integrity for you. Because
Hmm.
if you keep lying to yourself about, oh, I'm okay, oh, I don't mind, I'm okay staying here, or I'm okay taking the thing,
Hmm.
um, then that's where you're at, and you won't even recognize that you're in a prison. You
Yeah,
know, the first
you,
step is to recognize the prison. This is what I want, and I'm not there.
yeah,
Step number 2, visualize yourself doing the very thing that you want to do, standing in integrity, and see what it is that you're afraid could happen. You know, just name the thing that you're the most afraid would happen if you actually lived your truth.
hmm,
And number 3, now imagine that the very worst thing happening, whatever it is, being imprisoned, um, your family totally disowning you, a
losing your
sickness,
job,
losing your job,
being
being,
ostracized from society.
yes, whatever that thing is, really imagine that worst thing happening and see how you feel in response to that.
Hmm.
So see if you can access the emotion that would come up with that. So that could be shame, despair, more fear,
Powerlessness.
yeah, um, a lot of anger,
Hmm.
and give space for that emotional experience.
And if it's difficult for you, you might ask a friend or somebody to hold space for you, for your emotions. Because those emotions are the gateway. If you can go through this emotion and release it, this fear, which looked like a monster at the beginning, will not scare you anymore. It will be,
Exactly. We're never really avoiding a specific thing. And the external from
Mhm.
happening, we are avoiding an internal experience. We don't want to feel a certain way. We are
Yeah.
avoiding feeling, basically. So what is stopping us from being free is that we are afraid of feeling something. So if you can face that feeling head on,
Hmm. You're
that
ahead of the game.
yeah, that will free you, because if you're able to feel it in this present moment, you won't have to avoid feeling it, in real
Hmm.
life, so to speak.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. No one has any questions?
One last point. Oh, there's a question. The mic.
Thank you very much for taking your time to do these videos. It is very nice to be able to connect with other people who can see the world as it is. Your words are full of love and kindness.
Hmm. Thank you. What's your name, by the way?
Thank you for being
Yeah.
here with us and feeling with us.
Yeah. And you're welcome also to join. We do bi-weekly connection call for the Down of Peace. It's like an association created by Hannah Maria. She's an amazing love and peace activist, and we do a connection call for free every second week. So if you join our Telegram, you will see more information about it. And also, if you like to meet like-minded people in person and really connect with people who are in the same page and maybe challenge people who are not in the same page in a safe environment where you can explore relationship, explore your fears, explore your blockages, all these things in a safe environment, we very heart from the heart invite you to join our retreat, which is happening just in 2 weeks from now. It's gonna take place in Berlin, and yeah, we absolutely love to do this work in person. So we'd really love you to be on board with us and
Yes,
in
if
this
you have any
mission.
questions about the retreat, don't hesitate to ask us. Just send us a message somewhere in social media,
Yeah,
and you can read more about it on Ram's. Oh no, on New Earthlings website.
yeah. Our website, our new Earthling website, is getting ready, and we will post the link in the description. So you look after under the video, we'll sign it in the description. We'd love to see you there. And of course, if you have any question, let us know. And there is also a discount for anybody who watched the live stream. We're gonna release 2 tickets on a discount for our new Earthling community, 25 € discount. So you can just use the word New Earthling when you book it, and you will have it there. Yeah.
All right, we are all connected. Revealed his identity. He's called Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being with us, guys. And I
Yeah,
hope to see you soon again, or actually
we see
to
you.
chat with you
Chat with
again and
you.
you see us.
Yeah. And maybe soon we come back to do the online workshops. So then we see you.
Yes.
Yeah. So much love to you. And remember to stay in your
Mwah.
power and your truth and your
Yes.
beautiful being.
You
If
are
you,
infinitely free and
yeah.
infinitely powerful, and you're choosing to be here because it's an initiation and because you want to grow. Remember
Hmm.
that.
Okay. Thank you, beautiful being. And see you soon. Thank you, Dan Megawatt. Dan Megawatt. Yeah. Ciao.